just me in a time lapse with a hair dryer removing this childproof lock. I got blisters from removing it on both of my thumbs. Within 3 days, there was 26 homes that we scheduled tours for.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And although I played really well, I lost my #1 spot, which was annoying. Welcome back to episode 40 of Property Pairings. I'm Eric Kinzler.
And I'm Mike Pavone.
And has it in fact been a week?
Yeah, it's been a week. It's it's been I'm sure it's been one of those weeks where you try to go back and reflect on what actually happened, and you know things happened. Some good, some bad, whatever, because like that's how. But I can't pinpoint really a specific thing. I just blinked and somehow, oh, we got to go do a podcast. Here we are. Yeah, it's been like that this week.
Yeah, a blur.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what about you?
Well, I mean, there's been like a few things. I don't know if you saw, but Jenny posted a video for us where I'm like taking off this child lock, and it's a time lapse. And for us, it was like viral. So it was like, we have over 15,000 views on it. And Jenny's like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Yeah, so she's like texting me. And what it is it's just me in a time lapse with a hair dryer removing this childproof lock.
Hey, hey, teach me how to plug it, hey. Baby, like smoke.
I got blisters from removing it on both of my thumbs. It was tough. It was tough to remove. There wasn't just like one childproof lock. There were several.
He's got some gnarly blisters there.
Yeah.
He showed me.
Yeah,
did he?
yeah. It's tough. And I'm like, I kind of have soft hands. So I'm sure that's part of the reason I got the blisters.
There was a time there though where your hands were toughening up. Remember when you were working out?
Yep. Not that I'm not working out now. I'm just
Yeah,
playing
but he was
tennis.
like powerlifting and
I know,
and
yeah.
bench pressing and doing all these other things.
And I was getting all of like the
All the
calluses on my
calluses.
thing. So I'm like, there doesn't need to be two buff mics. One is plenty, for sure. More than,
Yeah.
actually.
Most people would probably say there's enough of me running around. I don't need another one.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh, it was a good week. I got a client that has been... I'm selling his condo right now. It's under contract. It closes next week. But he decided instead of renting, he was going to purchase a home. So within 3 days, there was 26 homes that we scheduled tours for.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 9 a day.
Yeah. From West Seattle to Queen Anne to Ballard to Kenmore to Woodinville.
It's quite the radius.
It was.
We try to keep 4 to 5 homes typically at the most. I've done those days where, yeah, you're showing 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 homes, and like you don't really remember what number 4 was different from number 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No.
a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. You know which home we bought?
The first one.
Number 26.
Really?
Yeah.
I was expecting the first one.
No, number 26.
Hmm.
And it was just like, just come see if you like this area. And we're driving from Kenmore out to Cottage Lake in Woodinville, because that's where I bought my first house. And he's like, this is far. This is far. And I'm like, we get there. I'm like, just how far is it from Seattle? And he looks at me, he's like, it's 21 minutes. I'm like, yeah, it's not that far. Like, give it and we walk in, and it's a rambler with a nice yard, and it's been updated, and it's got like, it still has some of the original features from the 60s, like this a real wood paneled wall, and like a wood burning stove, and he's been wanting a garage. So it just all of a sudden it was like, yeah, this is the house. And we got a really good deal. Did I tell you the appraisal was waived on it?
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And not even putting like over 50% down, which appraisal waivers are kind of like this magical unicorn that pops up. And it's just like, yeah, one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, because they'll put it into kind of like a matrix and the thing spits out like a yay or nay, we have to do one or we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And if the program says, well, this home's worth $1 million, but you got it at 800 and you're putting 20% down, but they're like, nah, we're cool.
Yeah.
Do you want an appraisal? Like, you can still have one. No, that's cool. I'll save $900 and not get an appraisal if I'm already good. I still want the house. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
that
good.
was,
No, I didn't know about that.
yeah. So that was cool. They're excited. It's fast close. It was like a 15-day close.
Do you ever think in situations like that where you are showing a buyer a lot of homes, how often do they typically see them decide on like one of the later showings, maybe because of like recency bias, and that's like what the kind of like last impression versus like on the opposite side of like committing to maybe one of the first that they toured?
I typically see more of the first than I do like the later on showings.
Mm.
I don't know about you, but it's like some of the first ones that they are actually really interested in are the ones that they want to revisit versus being the very last.
I think to me, it's kind of more of a comment on like the psychology of the buyer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times kind of dovetailing into this idea is this, well, I feel like I need to see more homes before I make a decision, right?
Yeah.
And so what I have found is that over my career, it's been where you might see the perfect house, the first house, but they're like, well, but I don't feel like I've seen enough homes. Okay, well, and let's do that. But just bear in mind, like when you're kind of comparing to, it's pretty obvious that they really love a certain house. So if like in this example, if they love the first house, but we're on the 10th one, like we're going this way, but like that first house was right there. I think it's like the psychology of the buyer more.
Gotcha.
Or they don't get a choice. Like our friends out there in Ames Lake area, where they just rode on house after house after house. And the market was just such that it was so competitive that it took 20 plus offers to get them home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the little blip, boom, got it.
Yeah. So, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
That was really cool because it was, I got the mutual acceptance right after playing tennis that night. And although I played really well, I lost my number one spot, which was annoying. Yeah.
Really? You didn't tell me about that
Yes.
either.
That was, yeah. Here's the thing.
I feel like we haven't been sharing this week.
No, we haven't. The thing with that was I played with this guy who doesn't know, like my first round, he doesn't know what a second serve is. So every serve is a first serve, and you have a first serve, which is like your,
Power or whatever.
yeah. Hopefully most of the time you're getting a little over 50% of the first serve in. But then you have your consistent second serve because you don't want to lose the point from double faulting. When I lose the point to double faulting, there's a little bruise on the side of my leg.
I was going to say, are we
It's
restringing
very
a racket?
quiet. It's very quiet. It's like I double faulted. I'm annoyed. I'm walking on the side. Leg gets tapped. Get a little bruise. This guy, every serve was a first serve. I'm like, we didn't even have an opportunity to play a point during your serve. Like, goes back and forth, right? Love all. Love 15. Love 30. Love 40. Game. It's like, okay, well, I could have just sat down and take a little breather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Nothing went in. And he, like, every shot had to be just hitting it as hard as possible. So we lost that game 0-8. And I've never lost 0-8. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, because you're not getting any point attribution there then. Gotcha.
then I won the next one 8-0. Well, then finally, after that guy's like million serve warm up on the last game, they scored 2 games and we got 6 games. So I ended up getting 3rd place, which was annoying.
So you're down to 3rd place?
I'm sure I'll still be in second because of my overall score. And if we were doing overall, then I would be in first. But anyway, it's beside the point. It's annoying. But I went under contract, so I was like, I don't care. And I played really well. I did play really well. I'm awesome at the net. Anyway. Tennis, fun, love it.
Did you watch the Australian Open?
I did not, no. I watched like clips of it. I really like Alcatraz, or
Carlos Alcaraz.
Love Carlos. The way he warms up is awesome. Have you ever, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's like 2 balloons in his gym and he runs back and forth trying to keep them up. And if you saw him play, you're like, how did he even get there and get that and then get the other one? It's insane. Awesome guy.
Yeah, he's a crazy athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch that stuff.
He's kind of small too, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Like, because aren't like well, what some of the recent retirees like Nadal and stuff who had like 10, 12, 15-year careers or whatever, they were like over 6 foot.
Typically it's taller people. Yeah, he's a little bit.
Because you think
shorter.
like you know, if you
To
have
reach.
some more reach, but his advantage is just like he covers ground. Like he's so
in ball placement.
he's so agile.
Yeah. That would be cool to go watch him play one day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Linwood came on today. Jake helped us out with Linwood. He's doing a marketing video for us, so excited to see that.
Yeah.
What was your, you have to say why you had to drive back yesterday. You drove back to the place after you had
Oh, yes. I texted Eric when I was on the way out. And as I'm like typing it all out, I'm like, just left, lights off, fireplace off, everything locked up, garage closed, key in the lockbox, send. 5 seconds later, I go, I'm going to go double check the fireplace.
If I had to pick up the things that you just listed off on your list, it's like fireplace.
It was the first thing I turned off too, which I think was why I second guessed it. I was like, I hit that switch like a long time ago. Let me just double check. But I didn't even go like back in the house. I just went through the gate and around and like looked through the back window and I was like, yeah, it's off.
That's my that happens to me in the mornings.
Oh,
I close the garage door because I'm usually screaming and yelling at kids, trying to get them all in the car and backing out in a hurry. I know I hit the button.
But did it close?
Yeah. Or was that from last night? I can't remember. There's been a couple times. Most of the time the door's closed. But there's been a couple times where I'm like, yeah, that was good. I came back.
I've gotten in my car to leave and I'm like, God, I know I locked that door. But did I? Because you're just, it's habitual. But you zone out because you're thinking, okay, I got this next showing, so you got to run up and you're like, okay, it's locked. And if it's not, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I checked. And then you got to take the key out of the lockbox against the whole thing.
I don't think I told you, I think there has to be another house in that same neighborhood that's going on the market.
I think so, right at the corner.
There was a photographer out there when I was starting to fly the drone, and he came up to me. He's like, hey, are you flying this for work? And because of what you told me about the license thing, I was kind of hesitant. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, for real estate? I was like, uh-huh. He's like, okay, well, I'll get out of your way. Like, how long do you think? I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
He's not like asking me for my
I
drone
thought
license.
so. The weird thing about that one that's coming on is it's the one like tucked back in the corner, but also they bought at 1.1 in 2022. Like it started out at 900 and it escalated to 1.1.
Oh, that's not good.
And I really thought that was going to be coming on soon. So if they come on, I listed 870 today because that's what the comps are. Like that's a fair price for that property. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what they come on. They're going to be like, what the heck?
They have to know. That's one thing when we talk with sellers about is like there's things that we can control for and things we can't. And we can't control for what buyers are in the market at that moment in time, and we can't control what your neighbors do.
Yeah.
So in our particular case, you're well positioned. For them, that sucks.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I bet right now she is just.
Because if he was taking photos today, they're probably coming on.
Early
Week,
next week,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that you're ahead of that.
Yeah.
Well, when like they have to know, like the comps are there.
Yeah.
You know, if you come to market, even if they're trying to get that, like, even if it was like 500 square feet larger and maybe has the extra bedroom, like, it's not worth $200,000, $300,000 more.
Well, it's 10 square feet larger, and you can't park 2 cars in the driveway because it blocks the other driveway. So you actually lose parking.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
They're hosed.
That'll be unfortunate for their situation. Pivot.
Thank you.
That's my favorite thing to do. This was a funny thing from this week. So we've been doing, like, every Wednesday we do our accountability thing, and we were talking. We have to do the word, like the word of the week. And last week, right, was frenzied, and this week, I was like, I don't know. I felt like we were both just like there, both just like doing the same thing. I was like, it was good communication, and Mike was like, were we in sync?
So, which was immediately followed by, is it GIF or GIF?
I say GIF.
GIF. I always say GIF, but
Mike sent a.
of Justin and JC, just the two of them, dancing together. I'm like, look, it's us.
Well,
I'd be a little more muscular there, but yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
you'd be a little taller.
Yeah, exactly. That was but that was fun. Like it's
That was our word
Those-
of the week, though.
yeah,
In
yeah,
sync.
in sync. So
Give some examples of how you were in sync.
I mean, I think just
Well, we did our. We were doing our accountability buddy meeting on Wednesday, and you pre-fill out kind of this litany of questions and things, and activities that you've done, etc. And then some of the questions we have on there is kind of to gauge like energy levels and things like that. And what's initially prompted it, I think, was that a lot of the answers we were giving, like we weren't comparing notes beforehand and doing our homework together, like, but they were the same answers, which is good. It means you're in alignment on what you're doing as a team. So yeah,
Is that why you're upset that you didn't know about the tennis thing? He left it off his scorecard.
I'm very offended.
Mhm.
Very offended.
It's fair. You should be.
Usually share that every week. Guess who's in first place?
I mean, I don't enjoy sharing my faults. It's not like I wouldn't remember I wasn't in first place. I'll remember on Sunday night when she sends out the next day's score sheet. But yeah. Anything else from the week that you are feeling extra special about sharing?
Good.
No, actually, I had one that we don't talk about is sometimes failures. I had lost a client this week.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Well, I don't feel bad about it. It was we'd been starting the conversation almost 3 years ago. And at that time, we had a conversation about needs, wants, desires, right? And what you're looking for. And one of the things that they led with was like, we feel like we might have missed the market. And so part of what I did when we first met was to talk about where you are in your pricing relative to what the market is and the trajectory the market is doing. And I explained to them, you have a window of time to do with what, to find the thing you want in the area you want. And if we wait, we can still find that thing, but you're going to have to move your boundary lines further and further south. And so over that, and then they kind of would go off the radar and they'd come back on. And, every time it's, having to kind of reframe, where we're at and what we're doing and what we're looking for. And in that process, I'd send them homes like, and bear in mind, like, so like to skip to the end, like we never saw a house together because they would come and they would go, right? We never even got I never got a chance to step into a home with them and like gauge what, because, like we have to stand in the home with you to understand how does this work? Pictures only do so much, right? And it's part of the learning process to talk about, is this working for you? Is this not? Does this area look good to you or does it not? Does the things that you're looking at a satellite map actually affect the home? Like how close is it to the road? Can you hear it? There's a home where you could be a mile away and not hear it, or a mile away and hear it, but you could be half a mile away and not hear it. So, we would do this, and it was kind of they're doing the same thing with the lender too, where they would kind of disappear and come back. And so I got a call this week, and they're like, hey, we're just not feeling like this process is very fun. And so we want to do a reset. I'm not here to make you miserable in what you're doing. Like, this should be fun. But, on one side, I can't help but think, like, we never even saw a home in this time. But it's like, that's probably for the best. Because, like, when you're kind of trying to assess where they are, kind of there's, not sincerity is not the right word, but like where their headspace is at. And like, how much do they really want this? It was getting to a point where I think that they had kind of created so many hurdles for themselves as to why this place didn't work and that place didn't work, that like the odds of me helping them is probably near zero. And it happens.
Yeah.
So, it's like, we don't talk about that kind of stuff on here that often, but like that was this week and I was okay with it, because it was like, it was kind of starting to come to a realization for me, like this last episode where they kind of went off the radar and then came back. It's like, I don't know if I can help you.
Yeah.
Because when you're describing what you're looking for, the things that you were describing 2-3 years ago were there. They're not anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not me not making it fun. It's being, I think, faced with the reality of you may have missed the boat. And we talked about this. So it was okay. I mean, it was fine. Like, this happens in our industry.
Yeah.
But that was something this week. It's something where like expectations are not, in this particular case, not aligning with reality anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a responsibility that we all kind of have to take, and when we're kind of helping clients through their home process of like making sure that runway is as clear as possible for them. Yeah. That like, you have this window of time. If budget is a consideration and location is a consideration and what you want that house to be like is a consideration, like, we're pretty good at projecting out based off what pricing is doing. Like, you have this window of time.
Yeah.
Then we have to move 10 miles south, and then you have this window of time there. So like we've have that conversation a couple of times. And in this particular case, they were kind about it. They're just like, we want to do a reset. We want to have fun. I was like, I don't think that's really what the problem is. I think the problem is...
it sounds like they met a broker at a different place, and they're like, I mean, that happens too. And
I don't know. They haven't been going out, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. We do have experiences in our industry where if you're told something that you want to hear, you're more amenable to what's being said to you, right?
Yeah.
But we've been doing this a long time. What they're looking for no longer exists in the area that they want to buy, because we're talking since 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't exist.
2022 was a tough market until interest rates started changing at the end of the year.
So it was fine. I mean, at the end of the day, and they've been looking for longer than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there are times where you'll run across people where it's like they say they want to do X, they want to buy, but they're not taking the steps to do that. You have to go out and see something, right?
Yeah.
We have to kind of manage expectations and work through those conversations. I did one today. That was the Zoom call earlier. We're kind of talking, do we look north or do we look south?
Yeah.
So it was a good one. Felt like sharing.
Yeah.
We don't always talk about those things, so
yeah,
it's real.
Failures happen, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lost a listing recently. It is what it is, but we also gained a listing this week, which was really nice. So it just kind of comes and goes, part of the job.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we do every week is like the poll of the week. And so this week is what matters most to you when buying a house. Is it the interest rate payment? Is it features of the home, or is it the neighborhood? What matters most to you?
I think an easy one is going to probably be the neighborhood, because you can fix the house or change the house.
Yeah, neighborhood for me as well too. I think you can't really change the location of the house, but everything else is like probably optional to fix. Most of the people, 57% of the people said neighborhood, and then 14% said home features and 27% said price. I do get price, right?
Price or rate? Interest rate.
I think it's kind of both, right? It's because whatever the interest rate is going to be your payment amount.
Yeah, 'cause
A monthly payment.
I would
is
have
what
thought. I would have thought
not
that.
price of the home.
I would have thought those numbers were closer together, but I mean, rates move. So can you buy an area that you want to be with the expectation that hopefully I can refinance at a later date or
Mortgage brokers, their favorite saying is like, date the rate.
and marry the house and date the rate.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Heard that a lot a few years ago. God.
Yeah. I mean, all the time, right?
Yeah.
Even now. But it is true. If you really find a house you love and you can afford the payment now, the payment could get better or it stays at what you can afford now. So it's like, why would you not go for it? So here is a really interesting one. Would you ever buy a house where there was like a murder-suicide?
Me specifically?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Me? I thought about it. I think I would. It's that stigma will change in a few years, and you're getting like a 20 to 30% discount on the house. I walked through one yesterday that had been a murder house, and it was gorgeous. And that house should have been 2.2 to 2.4, and it was like less than 1.9. And I'm like, should I sell my house and buy this house?
I also think you need to clarify a murder house and this house had a murder in it are two very different things.
This house had a murder in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I hear murder house, I think of like there was a killer who lived there. This was his murder house, like a Dexter situation.
Okay, fair enough. No, when a murder's happened on the property.
Yeah.
Like I've sold suicide houses. I've sold houses where people passed in the house. I don't think I've sold one where a murder happened to take place, but it's weird because in our industry you have an obligation to be honest with that kind of stuff. However, but like if something like that happens in a home, it's not a material fact to the house.
Yeah.
So unless you're specifically asked the question, did someone die here? Essentially, then that's not something you bring up. You don't talk about it. But in high profile cases too, where there was one a few years ago, it was a colleague of ours in a different office was involved in the transaction for that home, where a family had been murdered in the home. The person who bought it, in that particular case, was new to the area, didn't know the history, wasn't exposed to like the newsreels and things like that. Bought the home, then found out because the neighbors were talking, and that was a whole other thing. So back to kind of the question at hand, what I buy one? I don't know. It's like a bad juju thing for me.
I think it's if you feel that juju when you're walking through it, right? Like you go in and you're like, this feels weird. I did think the way that the agent presented this property and the way everything was disclosed, because this was like a national news kind of situation. Like it was all over the place, this house that I toured. So like it's an unlisted property, which just means the address isn't like disclosed. You have to show proof of funds before you tour, or like pre-approval letter.
Yeah.
And you have to sign, she had where you had to sign a disclosure saying like, and this is before you can even just go look at the house. Like you acknowledge that there has been
This happened here.
family members who have passed away in the home. If you'd like more information, please reach out to the listing broker. So you have to sign that as well to tour it. I thought everything, the way the agent did this, I actually really like this agent. She did it exceptionally well.
That kind of gets back to like you will have a conversation with your clients. Like when I've had a suicide house, like you have a conversation with the clients, like, do we get out ahead of this? You're not hiding this.
There's no way, yeah.
So potentially in this case, it actually might be better to lay the cards out on the table and get the acknowledgement signed so that someone can't try to come back to you after the fact too.
Yeah. So I did pull other people and like buyers that I had or neighbors and friends, even Jared, my husband, and everyone is like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, you have instant equity. I think I'm just kind of thinking of it more black and white. And I did get to walk through it, and it feels like a home.
Well,
It doesn't.
It's because it is one.
I know it, but people are immediately thinking crime scene, I think, and it's not like that whatsoever.
Well, you're taking like the empirically driven like approach to it. You know, this is the stats on the home, and this is what this home is worth based off these stats. And I think the flavoring and the coloring comes in, and like knowing that a certain act was committed here can shade a lot of that.
Yeah.
I would agree. I mean, like, rent the sucker, buy it. You should buy it and rent the sucker out.
I know.
Yeah.
That's another thing, because renters are gonna be like, no, I just want to live here. This is
It's
gorgeous.
temporary. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was the.
Huh.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be a no-go except for me, and I'm like,
That could be your angle on your empire, your real estate empire.
yeah. If I wasn't buying an investment property right now, I would straight up go that route.
I think if it was like older person, like just passed away in the home, that's to me easy to be like, okay, whatever.
And that's
like,
not national.
That's like a part
news.
of life.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
the
Violent versus non-violence, kind
yes,
of the tipping
the
point.
act of something is then where I'd be like, I think to your point, okay, the extent of it would matter. What does it feel like when I'm, in the home? I think at a certain point, if you're living there, you just get into your own routine. That it's like you're worried about your own stuff in life. That eventually, I don't think that's really even probably like top of mind unless someone else were to like bring it back up.
Yeah.
You've lived there for 2 years. You've gotten a routine. You've decorated. You've updated things. Whatever you do, and now it's just your house.
Yeah.
You just wait long enough until the neighborhood turns over.
That's what it is. I mean, it's going to be the neighbors who are like, oh, yeah, you live in the house. And it's like, you know what happened there? And it's like, oh, of course I do.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on episode 40 of Property Pairings. I'm Dolce, and that's Gabbana. We'll see you next time. Remember to click like and subscribe.
Cheers. What? 5 more episodes and we'll be up there. You called me tall.
It hits. That's a compliment.
Oh.
It
Well,
hit
same.
40. I'm 42.
Welcome back to episode 40. I'm Eric Kinzler.
And I'm Mike Pavone.
Should I have said property pairings?
Yeah.
Okay. He shouldn't have been there to be.
Maybe I should come play.
You could fill in as a sub, yeah. You'd consistently be on court 3, I'm sure. No,
you know if we went and did that, if I just showed up one day, be like, hey Eric, you'd be like, I don't know that guy.
I'd play with you. I'd be really nice.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd go power on everything.
Oh, you'd hit it out.
Nice. That was a good one.
No, I gave 2 options. It was Dolce and Gabbana, or it was I'm Nordstrom. That's Rack.
I thought it was
gonna
gonna be like,
why do I gotta be
I'm-
Rack?
I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be I'm Costco and
Definitely not rack.
no, I thought it was gonna be I'm Costco and that's Dolce and Gabbana or something like that. 'Cause, that's where I buy my clothes.
I don't have anything from Dolce and Gabbana.
You also probably don't have anything from Costco.